test, test, 1, 2. Okay, I think one of the most important things for me is that I keep the song in general. When you remix something, especially the people from the band, they want to see their song intact. They want to have a genuine remix. So despite me making a total new reinterpretation of the song, I always keep the song intact. So that's probably my biggest plus. Yeah, exactly. I think one of the most important criteria for me to choose if I do a remix or not is whether I feel if I can add something to it. Some songs are just not for me or are already perfect, and then I just say no. When I feel I can add something, I take it on. It depends, you know, most of the time the most important thing is the vocal, because that's like the backbone of the song. So I always work around the vocal and I try not to choose too many elements, because when you choose too much stuff, it's not really a reinterpretation. I want to give like a new vibe, a new feeling to the song.
Why after all this time? Why after all this time?
Yeah, of course, when I make a track, like the track I made with Steph from Hercules, who's playing later on, I just made a bass line and some chords, and then he came in, he did all the vocals, and then I worked around it. So again, the vocal is the most important thing of the song. But then again, if you make a song, it's really important to get the right vibe, to get the vocalist going. So the two work together hand in hand. Oh, I think for Steph personally, he's an amazing singer. He has a really big range. I don't know how many octaves, but I think you can probably compare him to Mariah Carey or something. So that's really important, the technical thing. Then another thing is the grain of the voice, you know, the personality of the voice. Steph's voice really fits well with my music, so that's why we work together. So you have two things, the technical thing and the grain of the personality of the voice. I think there are a lot of great artists out there. They don't have to be famous. Like I'm working on a song with a French girl called Adele. She's doing the tour with Sébastien Tellier, and she has a really special voice. So they don't have to be famous for me. They just have to have the quality. If you ask me what people I would really like to work with that are famous, then I think the girl from Bat for Lashes has a really nice voice. Feist has a really nice voice. Florence and the Machine. It's like that kind of indie, kind of floaty vibe that I'm going for. Women, yeah, that's a question I get a lot, but it's not something I do on purpose. It's just how it feels, you know. And for some reason, a lot of female artists have asked me to remix them. So I don't know, maybe women like my music. Yeah, I've been collecting for like 10 years. I bought a lot of synths before everybody was buying synths. So I had the chance to buy a lot for not that much money. But I've been obsessed with hardware since I was very young. I also started making music with hardware. So the computer came after the hardware for me. It's a whole different angle. I think the most important thing that it adds to the music is not only the sound quality, but also the way of thinking. I make music which goes back a bit in time. The most important thing is to know how the artists that made the music then were thinking. So that's something you get out of working with hardware material. One of the most important reasons is that disco music is dance music, but it's still very musical. You can have a pop song in a dance format. That's a little bit what disco is for me. So when electronic music really started picking up, a lot of the music started evolving around sounds and gimmicks. You know, not like a pop song structure or whatever. So I think that that's one of the strong points of disco. You always have the song. You always have something to sing or to hum in your head, and I think therefore the content of disco is always really good. It's always really musical compared to most stuff going on in electronic music. I don't want to judge other electronic music because I listen to a lot of stuff, but that's what personally attracts me to the disco music. You don't have to restrict yourself to one emotion or one feeling. It's all there. You can just translate every feeling you have into disco music, like even scary stuff or happy stuff, like you said. It's all there. You know, it's because it's really close to pop music, but in a dance format.
Give me a man after midnight. Take me through the darkness to the break.
I'm a real night owl, you know, so most of the time I work at night, and the reason for that is because during the daytime, next to making music, there is also another side of being a musician and a producer. You have to do the emails, you have to do the bookings, you have to do the interviews, all that stuff. So during the daytime, everybody's calling me or hitting me up on whatever media through the computer. So at night I'm just alone and I feel safe in my own bubble, and that's why I work a lot at night.